Times were tough, so I sold my soul. And I don't think I'll ever regain control. Devil looked me in the eye, now I look the other way. What else could I do? I just stood at the doorway, knew I'd rather be drunk with you. I'd rather be.
Hey Internet, Dracofunk here, and welcome back to my Reusable Space program. And this is episode 13. Hopefully I'm saying the right episode number this time. Last time I could not get it right. But today, hopefully I am getting it right. And right now we are in orbit of Duna, and everything, well, not everything actually, but the stuff that's on this spacecraft needs to go to Ike. So I am currently doing a plane alignment with Ike. And I use the rendezvous planner to do that. But now I'm just going to manually set up a maneuver and go ahead and get this into orbit. I don't need the rendezvous planner to do this. Ike is fairly easy to get an encounter with, and it does not take that much delta V. We're looking at just about 150 or so. And what is on the back of that is a station core and the main station truss with the solar panels and radiators attached to it for the Ike station. That will be kind of the fuel depot in orbit of Ike. And this is where mining operations from Ike's surface will collect resources and convert them to fuel, fly them up into the station that I'm about to set up, and then a tanker will go and take them to the fuel depot that will be in orbit of Duna. So this will be much like the station in orbit of the Mun in the Kerbin, around Kerbin. And I'm using the interplanetary probe just to circularize and get everything. And once I have that done, I'm going to go back to Discovery Station in orbit of Duna and undock the mining ship. Because the mining ship is supposed to live at Ike Station, which once we get it online, I will rename it, and Ike Station will be renamed Atlantis in honor of the space shuttle Atlantis. Now I'm quickly running out of space shuttles. I only have one more. So here we are at Discovery Station. I'm just checking the fuel levels of the mining ship. Not that I'm worried about it having enough fuel. I just want to make sure that everything that is supposed to be transferred off of the mining ship has already been done so. Done for. Done to. So here it's about a 300 and a little bit more meters per second cost to get to Ike, which is much less than going from Kerbin orbit to the Mun. So this mining operation will actually be a lot more efficient than the one back in the Kerbal system. And we have our encounter, and I'll just time warp to a sphere of influence change. Almost missed the periapsis because I actually forgot to create the alarm, but that's okay. I caught it in time. And now I need to circularize And I'm not actually going to go to the station yet. I'm actually going to go ahead and do the very first landing and mining operation on Ike. And the reason being is there's really no reason not to do that first. Because I'm going to have to rendezvous with the station anyway. So Ike is not very difficult to land on. It's about the same as Minmus. It is a little bit harder to find a flat place to land. Minmus, it's kind of obvious where you need to be pointing to land if you want to land on a flat surface. Ike, it's a little bit harder to tell, but I think I managed to get a fairly flat place to land where I can begin the mining operations. And it just occurred to me recently that I never launched another mining craft to Minmus, and I haven't really done anything in Minmus since last season, where we had the accident with the mining ship. Actually, it was 2 accidents. We lost 1 fuel tank, and then we did a whole mining operation, flew back up to the station, and then managed to lose the other 3. And I've since landed and recovered that craft, and it should probably have been repaired by now, so it's probably time to relaunch that and get that back up to Minmus. So right now, I'm going to do a full load of monopropellant, oxidizer, and liquid fuel, and ore as well, I believe. Actually, I'm not going to do the ore yet, because I don't have a spare ore tank on the station. So actually, that's why I'm being a little bit more careful, and because I don't want to bring too much extra ore. Ore is actually very heavy, and I will be bringing up loads of ore to Ike Station, just like I do on the Mun, simply because I can never make enough monopropellant to fill everything. And while I'm never actually running out of monopropellant, I'm never overflowing with it either. It's never like, wow, I've got enough monopropellant and now I don't have to worry about that. Instead of making monopropellant with all this extra ore, I could be making liquid fuel. That has never happened. It's always, I need to make monopropellant out of all of this ore. And even after doing that, all my tanks aren't full. So, one of the things I'm actually going to do is I'm only going to bring 2 monopropellant tanks to Ike. I'll bring the full 4 to the Duna station, but I'm only going to bring 2 to Ike, and I'm actually going to take the front tank that's on the Canterbury tanker right now, because it has half ore and 2 monopropellant tanks, and I'll take that to the Mun, or no, not to the Mun, to Ike Station, and I'm going to put a new half monopropellant, half liquid oxygen fuel tank on that ship, and I'll bring that front tank to Ike, as well as an ore tank and then 2 liquid oxygen tanks. And right now I'm using the rendezvous planner just to get the mining ship to rendezvous with the interplanetary probe that has all the parts for Ike's station. And now, because of the way everything is oriented, I'm actually going to have to undock the interplanetary probe. Oh no, that's not what I do. I undock the station core first, and then I will, because I need those docking ports on the back of the mining ship, because the mining ship, while it will live in Ike orbit, it is actually going to take its first load, because I don't have a tanker here, to Discovery Station back in orbit of Duna. And while it's doing that, it's going to deliver the docking ports, because Discovery Station needs more parking. Because right now, with a SUV craft, where it is parked, it cannot extend all its solar panels. And this can be put on the bottom of Discovery Station, well, kind of the bottom, or the side, depending on however you want to look at it, because in space there is no top or bottom. But all I need to do now is undock the truss. Undock the truss. And the truss is not undocking. So I have another stuck docking port. Well, I will have to close out the game and use KLM to fix that. And that will be something I will do next episode. And I just want to make sure I dock with the station core. That way I don't have to go finding it once everything flies away. Well, I guess we're going to cut this episode a little bit short for today, so I can go in and get the docking ports repaired. But hey, join us next week while we continue the reusable space program. And I will see you all later. Like and subscribe if you hadn't done so. Smash that bell so you get notified when we do other things. And we will do other things.